Right guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to go over a little bit more news that I mentioned at the end of my match reaction that came out after the game yesterday, because it kind of deserves its own video by itself. I wouldn't have been able to do it proper justice, I think, in that video. So, yesterday, before the game started, we got some comments from Jurgen Klopp that basically were saying that Liverpool's spending could be over for January. I'm going to put the quotes up on the video so you can follow on with me. But basically, got these off Anfield Watch, and Sky, when he was speaking, Klopp, when he was speaking to Sky, said, "We have to collect money now for a bit, then we can spend. That is how we work. You know our situation, so we can't pick players up on top and stuff like this. We have to collect money, then spend a little bit, then we collect again." Now that could tie into us knowing that Nat Phillips is up for sale this month, which was in one of James Pearce's articles, I think, just before we signed Gakpo. Looking for a fee of around 10 million for him. Personally, I think that might be a little bit of a mistake, because I feel like just knowing our injuries, it would be best to keep 5 centre-backs until the end of the season. But if we need to sell now to buy a midfielder, then I just can't get my head around that, guys. I really can't. And if people really think that we're going to go sign Jude Bellingham in the summer and we can't buy a midfielder now, then we've got serious problems, guys. And even the manager's saying it, like, we have to sell players now before we can buy again. It's just, I just can't get my head around it. I really can't. But there is a little bit of positivity to this at the same time, because I'm going to cover something else now. Paul Joyce, who we all verify, and anything that comes out of him, we take as 100%, and we only believe people are signing or something's happening once Paul Joyce has put a tweet out. We've got to remember at the same time, guys, Paul Joyce is the mouthpiece of the club. He gets fed stuff to put out for certain reasons, and in his match reaction, review of the game yesterday, he put this paragraph in. All of which continues the scrutiny on Liverpool's midfield. Without Fabinho, after his wife went into labour, the likelihood remains that Liverpool's incoming deals are now done for this transfer window. Barring an unexpected opportunity presenting itself, bids were not made for Benfica's Enzo Fernandez or Brighton's Moses Caicedo. Now, very interesting that he's mentioned them two names, because they're players that we all know that Liverpool are interested in. And if you were to believe the foreign press, we've had a bid rejected from Brighton for Moses Caicedo. Now, this is why I say there could be a little bit of positivity in this, and it's all a bit of a spin. And that's why Klopp said what he said, and then the club have got Paul Joyce to say this as well, which is to put the onus and the pressure on Caicedo to push for the move. Because we know that Caicedo wants the move, but Liverpool are probably saying we're not paying over the odds. I think the rumours are Liverpool offered like 60 mil, but Brighton are holding out for something along the lines of 70. Maybe Liverpool have turned around and said, we're not going to that level. We don't have the money. We can't do it. Unfortunately, no, we can't do it. We've got no money. Maybe this is them putting it out there for Caicedo to put the pressure on Brighton, handing that transfer request. I mean, look, guys, the January transfer window is not even opened yet. We've got Gakpo over the line. Rumours that we put in a bid for Caicedo, and you've got the foreign press saying that we put a bid in for Caicedo as well. Like I said, it's New Year. The New Year's tomorrow. The window opens tomorrow. We've got a full month to get somebody in, but that just to me sounds like he's been fed something from the club to put out there, so I don't really believe it. I believe Liverpool will sign a midfielder this window, and I think this and what Klopp said is just putting pressure on Brighton to let go of Caicedo. Because also in his review yesterday, James Pearce, this is a slightly bit longer, he said, "It's not a question of numbers in midfield for Liverpool, it's more about durability and quality." And he's got a quote here from Klopp. "We know what we want to do. We will see if we can do it," is what Klopp said when he was asked about the possibility of another signing after Gakpo. Senior Anfield sources rubbish reports suggesting they have open talks with Brighton Moses Caicedo, and they were similarly dismissive of a speculation over Enzo Fernandez. It remains to be seen how much money is left in the coffers after Gakpo and where they turn to. But sitting tight until the summer would be a big mistake. Now this is obviously an opinion piece from James Pearce, and that's him calling the club out. And he needs to kind of toe the line a little bit to stay in, in the clique that the reporters that do come out for Liverpool. So maybe he's been fed something from someone at the club to get it out there. Maybe there's a bit of rift within the hierarchy at the club, Klopp and the owners or whatever. That to me says that maybe Pearce has been fed something to get it out as well. And he goes on, forget Núñez firing blanks. Yes, he's had 13 shots across 2 league matches since the restart and he's not scored yet. But there's good reason to believe that they will click soon. Anfield showed its unwavering support for him. And then at the bottom it just puts, the greater concern is at the heart of Klopp's team. Midfield is the real issue going into 2023. Tell us something we don't know. Here was further evidence of the need to dip into the market and find a suitable solution. So there we've got 2 journos who Liverpool fans hold up as like the guys to go to. Paul Joyce more so over James Pearce, but we've got Paul Joyce basically saying that we're not going to be doing anything unless a serious opportunity comes around, and denying everything about Caicedo and Fernandez. And then we've got Pearce saying similar stuff about Caicedo and Fernandez, but stressing the point that we need to sign somebody in January. Now, if that doesn't tell me that there's some sort of rift going on behind the scenes, I don't know. That to me shows that Joyce has been fed something, and then Pearce has been fed something as well from someone separate. My opinion is, it's all just a game. I think from what Klopp said at the first part of this video, and from what Paul Joyce has said, it's to put pressure on Brighton for Moses Caicedo, just to repeat myself again. And I think that James Pearce, his little piece here is to put pressure on the club, basically, to get a deal over the line. Anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to cover today. Let me know what you think about this. Am I on the right track? Have you found something else out that you think could be the possible going on behind the scenes? Let me know down in the comments below. Give this video a like, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with everything else I've got going on. And I'll catch you in the next one.